our fears. In a world so heavy, it's a breath of fresh air. Voices that resonate, hearts laid bare. Oh, little black raincloud, bring your thunder. Raindrops of wisdom, pulling us from under.
Good morning and welcome back to the Little Black Raincloud Chronicles. I'm your host, Hope, and today we have Christian with us. You've seen Christian before, so if he looks familiar, you're not losing your mind. He has been here before. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to OBS Bot. They have done a partnership.
OBSBot.
OBSBot?
OBSBot.
OBSBot?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to get clarification on that before. OBSBot,
That's my fault.
who actually is doing a partnership, and our producer was showing me all this cool stuff this camera does. It does 12 times zoom, optical zoom,
Yep.
AI motion tracking. It basically makes coffee. It's really cool to look at. Oh, we're testing that out there. Oh, we got really close to me. It's very cool. It's not only is it pretty, but it's making the image super clear, super crisp, and it's a very cool camera. It is far beyond any camera we've ever used, and wanted to give a shout out to them and say thank you so much. You can check them out at obsbot.com, which is obsbot.com. All right, so let's jump in. Today's episode is part 2 of the very first episode that we did, which recap for those of you who didn't see it or who don't remember because it's been a hot minute. The concept of the Little Black Raincloud Chronicles is that when I was a young child, there was a moment where I wanted to be cast as a literal star. It was like a celestial star in a play called Whether You Like It or Not. I was in 4th grade. And I learned all the songs, I learned all the dances, and I killed that audition. Like I've tanked some auditions, but this one I killed.
Well,
this.
I've heard you sing. I know how much of a,
I mean, I
talented you are.
was super excited. I was like, oh, this is a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like King and I. It was so great. Killed this audition. It was amazing. And the music teacher, which will not give her a name, is not worth it. She gave it to another student. I'm not going to name that student either. But the student was my bully. She was a year older than me. And so what I ended up getting was the Little Black Raincloud number 2. Not even number 1, number 2.
Wow.
My job was to sway in the background, and I didn't have any lines, didn't have any songs, no dancing. So the bully told me that only pretty girls get to be stars. I believed her. Not only did I believe her, but I also believed that she was right when it came to my worth and all that. She was a terrible human being. She was not good to any of us by any stretch of the imagination. And it wasn't until later when I was actually nominated for Inked Magazine's, Queen of Ink. And I was going through that, and I was posting different things for that. And through a mutual friend, she saw the post, and, most people would know I'm covered in ink. And she sends me a picture of our cast from that play and says, I'm so proud of you. I know you were going to be great someday.
Why did she say that then?
Right?
Yeah, all those years ago.
Yeah. So I was not kind in response. I could have been kinder. I didn't. 2 wrongs don't make a right, despite some people's thoughts.
Hammurabi had some great ideas, but not all of them were.
Not all of them were
fantastic.
Gold.
Yeah.
Not all of them were stars.
Yeah.
So my response to her was, you know what? You might have been a star, but stars burn out. They do. They go supernova and they burn out and then they're gone forever.
Mm.
Rain clouds, however, they regenerate. And if you're good to a rain cloud, they water your fields and your crops. And if you're bad to them, they wipe you off the map.
Mm-hmm.
They bring horribly horrific storms.
Absolutely.
So I'm totally fine with being a little black rain cloud.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, as people can probably tell, I'm not exactly the most pigmented among us. I don't do well in the sun, so I prefer the rain clouds over the sun.
Pigment.
You know, I've been called vampiric in my complexion before, and given my experiences during the summers here in Illinois, I would say, yeah, you know, that's pretty
That's
much.
why you didn't want garlic on your food at convention.
Well, you know, that's actually that's where I differ from the norm as far as vampires go. I love garlic.
It was a convention. Your close proximity to other. Got it.
So yeah,
Got it.
you know, they say that, you know, garlic was just said, you know, to season the vampire's food. It wasn't. It was, you know, it was a bit of misinformation spread around to
I mean, that's horrible.
benefit the vampires.
It's horrible because garlic is fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when you and I were talking about originally having you on the show, you came on for loss of a loved one.
Yep.
And you were reading through all of the list of like a million different traumas we were going to talk about on the show. And do you remember what you said when you saw one of them?
So yes, when I saw this one, when I saw bullying, I said, well, you know, I would be able to come from sort of a different perspective, because
actually that was the second thing you said. Do you remember the first thing though? You said I could not be on that one.
Oh, because I was a bully.
Yeah.
So absolutely. So I guess I want to preface right now. I regret what I was. I am a reformed bully.
Reformed. I love it.
Oftentimes I like to joke. What would it be now? Good Lord, that's 8 years sober.
Okay.
And so, believe it or not, I'm 22 years old. So this was happening back in middle
70.
School. In spite of my my looks, I am not 70.
Students think he's 70.
Oh yeah, we did a poll and I averaged somewhere in like 76.
Wow.
And I averaged in my 30s.
Yeah. Hey, good for you. Good
Which
for
I am.
But yeah, middle school was a time, and part of my experience in middle school and my own behavior has actually lent me to not want to teach at the high school level in a professional sense. I still work with students who are of that age, but being in the school as an actual professional teacher, I have elected. I do not think I would be best equipped for that.
Fair.
Simply because I was a little shit.
Okay.
And am I allowed to say that on there?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Were you worried
All right.
about the cursing? Yeah, you're fine.
Well, yeah, I know there are certain things Big Brother doesn't want to say.
Kent's not in the room. We're fine. He's not here to say the words, the trigger words.
You're fine.
So I certainly regret what I did, and I guess to give some context, I wasn't the initial like perpetuator of the bullying. I was kind of the henchman, the goon of the group, right? I wasn't the villain, but well, I was certainly a villain in the eyes of many, and I would pile on, and I would amplify what was going on.
So what age are we talking here?
So we're talking like 11 through like 14 years old.
Okay, so end of middle school, beginning of high school. Okay.
Yeah. So by the time I had gotten to my freshman year of high school, it was pretty much after I had lost my father in my 8th grade year when I was 14. That was when I kind of had that, I guess, that shock of like, I should not be doing this. And part of that was a bit of like shame or guilt that I was feeling about like, okay, my father would not have wanted, he didn't raise me like this. He doesn't want me to be this way.
Right.
But unfortunately, because of those 3 years that I had been in this friend group, which was extremely toxic. I mean, everybody within it, whether you were, the target or you were a part of it, you were being harassed constantly. But unfortunately, the vocabulary that was used in there was it was the dirtiest of the dirty. It was racist, sexist, homophobic. Slurs were not a
Right.
thing that we avoided. And
Well, I kind of feel with bullies, the shock and awe factor is almost required of whether you believe what you're saying or not. I've noticed that anybody that hung out with a bully that bullied me, they did whatever she did.
Mhm.
And she had to keep up this appearance of I'm the leader, which means I'm the baddest of the bad.
Mhm.
So even if the others or even herself didn't believe in the racial slurs or the, just the sexist, ridiculous things that would come out of their mouths, it was like they had to keep up this appearance of being top dog.
Exactly. So that is exactly what I was experiencing there, was precisely that shock and awe factor.
Mhm.
I've never considered myself to be a racist in the regard of like I actually believe in the superiority of a race
Right.
or the inferiority of another. But
Well, I
I
think
said some
humans
truly
in general
important
are
things.
shit.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
But
we're all bad.
Yeah, and but I did say some truly abhorrent shit.
Which is for the record, I've known you since 24. I
Yes,
haven't
I
known
believe
you
so.
all that long. But 24? Or was it the end of 20? Yeah.
Well, let's see. You came to the center in, was it October?
of 24.
Yeah.
God, it
yeah.
seems like I've known you longer than that.
Yeah, it does feel like I've known you longer
Yeah,
than that.
But I mean, even in the short time, when you originally said, I don't think I could be on that episode because I was the bully, I was completely just, excuse me, what?
So yeah,
Because that's not who you are.
No, I mean, as I said, I'm reformed.
You're born again. Got it.
yes. That's a perfect way of explaining it. I'm a born again. I don't know, something.
What's the opposite of bully? Is there an opposite?
I don't really know.
Like we know the opposite.
When I think opposite of bully, I would assume victim of the bully, but it's not like.
I think that's
Yeah.
cause and effect, though.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's a
good
point.
Samaritan.
I like to think of myself as a nurturer now.
Fair.
So, in my line of work, working as an educator, I come across a lot of students who are bullied regularly,
Right.
and they don't feel like they have much of a place to be able to either express themselves or just feel safe.
Mhm.
Whether it's in their home, because I've worked with students who it's their parents who are their bully,
Yeah.
students who
We know a couple of those mutually.
Mm-hmm. And what I love doing is seeing these students be able to come into their own and be themselves around me, and the amazing feeling that it's a bit of like a what is it? It's like selfish altruism. Like I feel amazing when I get to see it.
Cathartic.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And watching as these kids become more comfortable and they feel more safe. It's really a wonderful feeling. And seeing how happy it makes them to be able to express themselves in the ways that they can't otherwise is just an incredible feeling. I mean, before when I was a bully, I was very stubborn, I was snobbish, standoffish, and I would turn my nose up at a lot of different ideas or cultures, beliefs, all of that sort of stuff, because I was like, oh no, I'm right. I've got the correct mindset here. Okay, you're wrong. I have the correct opinion. But now, since I've moved away from that sort of mindset, I've found myself developing even more myself.
Mhm.
The potential for growth in terms of, whether it's cognitive, emotionally, it's amazing when you open yourself up to new ideas.
So what were you like prior to becoming a bully, prior to getting in with the group? So it it strikes me that you talk about the group itself. Reminds me of something my dad used to say, that you are by the company you keep.
Mm-hmm.
That if you spend your time with good people, you typically tend to, that rubs off on you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's you're trying to say, I can do that too. If they're good people, you're going to try and do good things.
Mm-hmm.
Spend some time with some not so great people.
Yep.
And you could be very toxic.
Well, and I think it was Benjamin Franklin who said, don't lie with dogs lest you wake up with fleas.
Yes, he's like a bit with fleas. I can't even talk to him.
But so before I fell in with this group, so in elementary school and before, I was a very quiet kid. I'm naturally introverted. Some would say that I have some traits of autism, which I don't see as a downside, but I never had like large friend groups. I never, I had small connections with people that, grew very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went off to middle school, I lost a lot of those friendships because, there's 2 schools in our district. And so most of them went to
right. And I
school.
feel like that's another reason why we were actually talking to Larry, who
Mm-hmm.
is the gentleman that we both work with,
Mm-hmm.
that K through 5th
Mm-hmm.
is odd. And then 6, 7, 8 being on its own. It used to be K through 6, and then 7, 8, 9 were a junior high,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10, 11, 12 were high school. Or even in the cases where you have K through 12, at least, for some people it could be horribly bad because the bullies don't change.
Yeah.
But for other people, you're not losing your entire support system
Mm-hmm.
by going to another school. Or for kids that moved around a lot, like I did,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make friends anywhere until I was finally in high school. I really
Mm-hmm.
didn't have friends per se. Like I had friends, but I was not sure how long I'd have them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
But were you bullied and picked on as a kid?
Oh, totally.
Because you were quieter?
Yes, because I was quieter. I wasn't as socially adept. And I was, I was in all of like the accelerated classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, I was seen as a nerd, which at the time I saw as, that was an insult. Now I
Now
gladly,
It's a compliment.
now
we wear that proudly.
yeah, I gladly bear that badge. And, it was, it's like that classic trope of like, oh, I'm the last one to be picked for dodgeball. I'm the last one to get invited to the birthday party. All of that sort of stuff.
Did you get invited? Because I didn't get invited.
Well, I got invited to one of them, and then not anymore.
Was it terrible? I had one.
I if I look back on it, I can't think of anything that I did like wrong per se, but I don't know. I didn't make a name for myself, I guess.
Yeah.
But ultimately, those guys ended up being pricks in high school, so I'm glad I didn't stick around with them.
Fair.
And usually those people never grow out of it.
They peak in high school.
Yes, they peak in high school.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you
Absolutely.
became, like self-aware before that happened.
Yes. Yeah. Self-awareness. Yeah. I'm glad that I was able to recognize eventually that, hey, I was better off without those people.
So have we seen the show Dexter?
I have watched it probably over 150 times. I fall asleep to it. I watch it in my free time. It's yes.
Okay, so that would be a yes.
Yes.
When that's what came to mind when I was thinking about this next thing. After I had been bullied extensively in middle school, when I got to high school, I was not having that shit for me or anyone else. It wasn't for, to whom it concerns. It became to whom it's about to concern.
Mm-hmm.
And freshman year, first day, I'm in a new city. I'm in Vegas at this point. I didn't go to middle school or elementary school with any of these people. And I was at a magnet school. So even if I had, they probably wouldn't be the same kids near me. because my school was 15 miles away from where I lived. And I get there first day. Now, there was a really quiet girl, also a freshman, super bright ginger hair, gorgeous. I mean, this is the color that women strive for, that they can't get out of a bottle. I mean, she was the perfect Ariel. She was perfect, and she was gorgeous. That helped. But she was quiet, and it was her first day, and she's a freshman, and she's just, a little bit on the meek side. Well, you can think of all the things that gingers get called, and there's a senior, and he's picking on her. It's a guy picking on her.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was odd.
Usually you only see bullying like
women to women.
Yep.
And you usually don't see male bullies against women until they're older and they marry them.
Yes, that is true.
So he's picking on her and he's calling her all these things, and just something snaps in my brain, like the Dexter theme song goes on, and I'm thinking, where's my Henley and my plastic wrap?
Oh my gosh.
And I picked him up because I was not as small as she was, and he was a shrimp. I picked him up and I put him in a trash can. And I was like, how do you like being the trash? He never picked on her again. My mom had a similar experience, although my mom was the one being picked on. Now let's go back. We're talking 70s in Chicago.
Oh.
And she was being picked on, white girl. She was being picked on by some other people. I don't know if it was, actually, I think it was a guy picking on her as well. I could get this wrong. My mom at some point can come into the comments and fix this at a later time. Back then, it was very weird in the city where she was. They had, racial diversity, but not nearly as much as you would have now. We have grown in some aspects, not enough, but we're getting there. And there was a peer of hers that she really didn't know, a lovely Black girl that came up and was all, you don't mess with her. She's my friend. And nobody messed with my mom again. Because who the hell is going to pick a fight with a Black woman? I mean, I wouldn't. I love them. I love them so much. Grew up in the city, and I knew I was safe there, but it was like, I no longer had tolerance for bullies. Did I become a bully of bullies? Does that also make me a bully for responding in kind?
Well, I guess it depends on your approach. And that actually kind of leads into one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And it's still that, or I guess I haven't brought it up yet, so it's not still.
It's still for you because you
it's
already
still
thought
for me.
it.
I've been thinking about it. I want to emphasize, as a former bully myself, it's important to have a certain level of empathy for people, regardless of who they are and what they do. Because at least in my instance, a lot of what I was doing was coming out of a place of insecurity, which we see a lot with bullies and not belonging to a group or feeling like they have to be a part of an in-group.
Right.
And many times they themselves are victims in one way or another. And so while occasionally being more forceful and direct it's the more immediate solution to problems. Ultimately, if we're trying to convert bullies, we want to give them the same sort of epiphany that I had. And I don't think there's any tried and true method for doing that. I think it varies person to person.
Okay.
And we can't mass produce it. We can't.
It's not scalable.
Yeah, I'm not able to write a program that converts bullies into good people.
Well, I don't think we can write a program on empathy.
Exactly.
Turning apathy to empathy is very difficult. There is no law, as to how, there's no steps. It's not A plus B equals C. It's, I have no idea what to do next. So my goal originally was, when we wrote the plan as to what the episodes were, was by this point, this was originally the last episode of the season. It's not now. It's the third to last because life.
Mm.
I originally had every intention of growing to the point that I could forgive my bully on this episode out loud.
Mm.
And I was thinking about it all night. It kept me up.
Mm.
I don't know that I'm ready to do that, but what I will say, and she knows who she is. I don't need to put her on blast. She's ruined her own life.
Mm.
I don't need to make it worse. I will say, I don't know what was going on, and this is to her. I don't know what was going on in your life behind the scenes. I don't know what home was like. I don't know what family was like. I don't know what you were going through. But whatever it was, and whatever lack of self-awareness and security that you were, lacking, I'm sorry that you ever were put into that position.
Mm.
I don't love what you did to me. It did turn into a pretty cool podcast.
Huh?
But I'm sorry that you ever felt that was your outlet. That was the only way that you could be seen. And maybe it's time for you to take a look at yourself and realize that downing other people doesn't raise you up. And that you are worth more than you are allowing yourself. I still don't love what you did.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's a reason that I'm not aware of, and I don't need to be aware of. It's not my story to tell. And I hope that brings her some sort of comfort, because you know what? I can't undo what was done, but I can at least say I won't live there anymore. So that was the extent of the I forgive you. That's as close as I can get to it for now.
You're working through it.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's more than I could have said a year ago.
That actually brings me to a quote that I'm a particular fan of.
Mm-hmm.
One that I hold close to my heart, because my father, when I was little, would read Winnie the Pooh to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always loved Winnie the Pooh. I despised that, what was it, like Pooh, Blood and Honey, that movie. I thought it was a corruption.
Fuck up a perfectly beautiful thing.
Exactly. Winnie the Pooh was this innocent, beautiful bear and had nothing but kindness in his heart, and they made him into a murderer.
Yeah.
But the quote goes, if ever there is a tomorrow, whenever we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you.
That's a great quote.
And it really is. And
I guarantee my mom's crying right now at this point and listening, because she'll know exactly the quote.
Mm-hmm.
She says the same thing to her granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
You are brave, you are beautiful, and you are brilliant.
And it's something that everybody needs to hear in their life. And that last part there, that even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. Mm-hmm. I think that's another thing that people need to hold on to, especially in the case of bullying. For me, where it was I am not living up to the standard that I was raised to. Mm-hmm. I'm putting shame on my father. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of bullies could probably relate to my story. And I think that considering that, and while I don't want to really shame people, to a certain extent, an amount of shame needs to be felt in order to make a positive change in your own behavior.
Like, take a look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing this. Why? Why are you doing this? Is it helping you at all?
Exactly. And unfortunately, there are some people out there who are either so calloused, or they've built up these walls too high, too thick, and the shame won't get to them, and they won't change, or maybe they're too afraid to change. And I guess I want to say, for anybody who's out there listening who may be a bully at this point in time, if you're in a group where you feel compelled to put other people down, and you feel you'll lose either status or station because you decide to go against the flow, as much of a trope as it is, I mean, you're in the wrong crowd. Mm-hmm. you're probably not feeling good about where you are. You probably don't feel good about yourself. You probably aren't doing well in life in general. I mean, countless studies have shown that mental health affects physical health to an amazing degree.
That talks to a bigger version of it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear people say, I'm an Eagle Scout.
Mm.
It's a much smaller group than I'm a Boy Scout or, but you're an Eagle Scout. For the record, Christian is an Eagle Scout. Yes. So is your brother.
Both of my brothers.
Both of your brothers. Mm-hmm. Your dad was in the troop with you guys, right?
Yes,
took you on trips and stuff?
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay. You're Eagle Scouts. Mm-hmm. That's something to be proud of.
It is.
Thank you for your service. I don't know what the.
I don't know what you say to that, but I mean, thank you for community service. Like everything you've done for the community. Yeah. I remember what you were telling me your brother did for the community. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. For his service project, his last one.
Yeah. So the most recent one they were doing, they were labeling storm drains to make sure that people weren't polluting the local river.
Yeah, and that's important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's not a slight. That's absolutely important.
Oh yeah.
We have to respect where we live and the people that live here with us.
People use them as garbage chutes. I've seen people pour used motor oil down it. So that's truly amazing.
Yeah.
It's disgusting what people do.
It is.
So, I mean, he went out here and made sure that, he did what he could do. Mm-hmm. And however small it may seem, it's not small. But I mean, when I can look at you and say, you're a Eagle Scout, that is a group of people that you should be proud of being part of.
Yeah.
Now but the camaraderie of it is also a big thing. Same thing with Girl Scouts, with all of the Boy Scouts, whether you're a Cub or a Weebelo or an Eagle Scout, like whatever it is, or you go, I went to University of Michigan, I'm a Wolverine, like that's a pride thing. Mm-hmm. People do that in other ways too, but it's in a toxic way. Mm-hmm. How many people do you ever hear go, I'm in a gang, man? And you're like, hold on, what? Why are you proud of that?
Yeah.
But it's not because of what they're doing, but it's because they're not alone.
Mm-hmm. They're part of a group.
They're part of a group.
It's that tribalism that people love to.
Yeah,
love to
we are not single creatures. We do not like being alone. Regardless of how much time I enjoy my own company and being by myself, I don't do well long term by myself. And are we ever truly alone as humans? But that's what we want. Safety in numbers. We feel safe in our groups. So I think that's going to go back to what type of group are you in? Mm-hmm. What are you proud of? Is this group worth being proud of? Does it align with your beliefs? Now, if it does, if it completely aligns with your beliefs and you're like, I'm in a gang and everything we do, I am that at my core, not just because everybody else around me is doing it, but that's who I am. I don't agree, but okay, you can, cool. Like if who you are at your core is a bully, and you like it, then mental health might be a thing you should seek. I'm sure somewhere Nico's got a ticker down there, or he will. He'll find one.
Right there.
There you go. Perfect. I knew you would have it.
Of course. I know your audience.
You do. You so do. And get some help. You don't have to be toxic. We've all been toxic. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a point, and I'm gonna put myself out there on this one. My husband and I, when we were really young, we're still young, but when we were like super young as a relationship, we were both toxic to each other, to ourselves, to the world around us, because we were so out of control that was the only control we had. Mm-hmm. Now that we have had mental health, help. Shout out to Alexandra. She's fantastic. See her every Tuesday. Now that I know what I'm about, it translates in who I'm about. And luckily my husband did that same inner self-worth work to find his self-worth. And I'm so proud of him. He put in the work. And now I wouldn't say we're perfect people.
No one's perfect.
No. But we're perfectly imperfect, and especially for each other.
Mm-hmm. Like, gears, we slot in perfectly.
Yeah, unless you're one tooth off and your timing's off.
Yeah, well, that's what dentists are for.
That's not the type of teeth I was talking about.
I know, but
So, once you came to terms with this was not the group you wanted to be in, this is not who you were, this is not how you were raised. Now, you were lucky, I will say. You were raised right.
I am fortunate. Yeah.
You have good parents.
Yes.
From everything I've heard about your dad, super wish I could have met him.
Yeah.
He seemed just like a cool ass dude.
Oh yeah. I honestly, I wish I knew him more, because all of the stories that I hear about him, I mean, I already thought he was a funny guy. I mean, I get all of my dad jokes from him.
Tell me the joke you told me that he used to tell all the time, because that was good.
Oh shoot.
It was early when I started at the center.
Oh gosh. Oh, there were so many. Oh goodness. And I'm on spring break right now, so I'm not the most mentally clear at the moment.
Well, every time he'd come into the center, and I don't know if this is from his dad or not, he would have just gone to a barber or something. And I'd say, Christian.
It wasn't my dad, actually.
Oh.
That was my freshman year English teacher, who reminded me so much of my father.
Yes.
And both of my brothers had him, and can corroborate this. My mom talked to them on several occasions, and yes, that is he is exactly like your father.
So if you had just gone to the barber and you came into the center and, fresh
Student
do,
says, yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Christian, nice haircut.
I got them all cut.
Yeah, I got them all cut.
Oh yeah.
But there was another joke. I don't remember what it was, but you told it pretty early on in me meeting you, and you're like, yeah, my dad taught me that. And I was like, oh, don't even get me started on dad jokes.
Knock, knock. It's open.
Gosh. Well, did you hear that the Jewish community and the Catholic community are actually getting together to do an album together to celebrate all of the shared commonality between the two religions? It's going to be all music. The first song on the album is Oy Vey Maria. You're welcome. I'll be here all day.
Oh yeah.
Try the veal, tip your waitress. But you had off topic, but not really. You had great parents.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you still have your mom. She's a great woman.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to meet her one of these days.
Someday when she's finally she's graduating. I think she's graduating in May, so she'll have a little bit more time on her hands.
Yeah. Well, just in case she's listening, which I'm sure she will.
Oh
yeah. You talk about her all the time, and you have nothing but great things to say about her and your brothers and your dad. That's lucky. Losing him so young, not lucky, but having him at all, very lucky. I got lucky. My parents are fantastic. My dad's also gone, as we've discussed. Mom is fantastic. If I didn't have that, who would I be?
No.
So I do look at some bullies and say, your parents treat you like garbage. No wonder you treat everybody else like garbage too, because they are the company that they keep. They don't know how. They haven't been shown. Yours was, a little bit of spiraling and trying to fit into a place and trying to figure out who you were.
Yeah.
But luckily you had a backing that showed you what not to be and what to be. And I'm hoping other people can figure that out. They either have an example of what not to be, or they have that example of what to be, or how to be, or what you could be. Or if you have neither of those things, you get to decide regardless. You get to decide.
Absolutely.
We have brains.
And that's the wonderful thing about the human condition is we can change ourselves.
We can.
We're far more malleable than we like to think.
Sometimes to our own detriment.
sometimes, yeah. We fit into things that we probably shouldn't. But it's thanks to that malleability that we can pull ourselves out of those things.
What would you say to the people that you weren't kind to? You don't. I'm just putting you on the spot.
No. Well, I mean, first and foremost, of course, I am sorry, profoundly, deeply. Any other synonyms I can think of for that word. I'll never excuse who I was and what I did. And I like to think now that I'm sort of serving my penance, if you will, in trying to combat people who were like, who are like I was. I know some of the people. I know some of the things that while I was no longer interacting with those people, while I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily at fault. One of the people who I would pile onto, I know, I gotta think of the what's the word? The word that we use to avoid saying, the one that gets us off air.
Taking one's own life.
Yes, he had attempted that, and I remember when I heard about that, how, in spite of I hadn't interacted with him for years at that point, I felt a certain level of responsibility.
Was this somebody you had bullied?
It was yes.
Okay.
It was somebody who with the group. I
was on the receiving end of the group.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And I'm not trying to like excuse myself or I guess curry favor among people when I say this, but I would never instigate.
Right.
So I was never like, if I saw somebody in the hallways, I wouldn't harass them there. I was, like I said, I was rather quiet. But with like the group, like oh god, the lunch table, that was where the worst of it happened.
It's when the gatherings happen. Yeah.
And I just remember feeling this immense like wave of like, holy shit, I played a part in that. And it was I still feel guilt. I mean, this is something that I'm going to carry for the rest of my life. And I mean,
is he doing okay now?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
At least not in the past few years. Luckily, the attempt was unsuccessful. And I believe that he did end up receiving some assistance from professionals afterwards. And so I hope and I pray that this person is doing better in their life. They're feeling. I hope that they're doing better. That's the best thing I can really say.
I will say though, the fact that you're feeling, I would call it remorse.
Yes.
Not just guilt, but remorse, true sadness over any part that you played in that. I would say that's the most important part of this experience. That feeling right there, you're never going to get rid of it. No. There's no amount of anything that's going to stop that feeling.
No.
But what that feeling does is you never go back to being the way you were when whatever contribution you played in that, that individual's life.
Absolutely.
And that's a powerful lesson.
And I think I don't usually like to say that trauma is good, but I think that in this case, this would be an instance of a useful trauma.
That was like a scared straight moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was almost reverse trauma though, because the trauma that the group inflicted on an individual caused them trauma to the point of self-harm and trying to take their own life, which then turned around and it was like whatever. So it's whatever you gave to the universe gave back to you in whatever, spiritual way you want to look at it.
It was like a karmic retribution. I mean,
energy is neither created nor lost.
Yeah.
It is simply transferred. And that's what happened here. A wrong was done, turned into a negative thing, which was then mirrored back on the original wrong. So it didn't make a right, but it did make a never again.
Yes, it did.
Do you still have any contact with the people that were in that group originally, and have they? No,
I've cut ties. I've cut ties with them entirely.
Well, I hope that they've had that same realization that you have.
I think one of them has. Another one can't say I know. But I do say I think I hope that they're doing well. I hope that they've had similar revelations to myself. And And if they haven't, I hope that they come to the same realization that I have. And I guess that's one of my traits that I've sort of kept on to. I'm fairly stubborn. I think I'm right.
I've watched you teach.
Yeah.
You're like, no, this is definitely this, but we're going to make this a little bit easier.
Well, yeah. Sometimes sometimes you need to have a bit of a strong arm with things.
Especially with students that push back. I've seen you work with students who are inherently bullies, and they try to bully the teacher as well. You know the student.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And when they pushed you, you didn't necessarily push back. You just became the immovable object. Yeah. And you showed that, we want to play this game. Who wrote the book?
Yeah.
And you just,
yeah.
Actually, it was great because you almost reverse bullied this person.
Yeah.
You stopped acknowledging their existence.
Yeah.
And then they stopped.
Well,
at that time.
They came back. But
yeah, it was very interesting to watch. When you stop acknowledging a bully, you take away the power.
Oh yeah.
And it almost was offensive to this person. Now, mind you, this isn't a fourth grader. We're talking, what was this person?
Middle school? Yeah.
Seventh grader?
And early freshman year as well.
Yeah.
For the other one.
The other one, yeah. Yeah. There's a relation.
No, 8th grade. Never mind. 8th grade.
Yeah.
Now freshman.
And pushing your buttons, being obnoxious, harassing the other students at the table, being a bully. And Christian's response was, I'm not going to push back. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to do anything, because those things didn't work anyway.
Oh, yeah.
He stopped acknowledging their existence, wouldn't look at them, wouldn't answer questions, because if we're not going to be respectful at the time, I'm not going to be respectful when that's a two-way street. Respect is earned, but disrespect is an education. And stopped acknowledging. Kind of like how Nico did at my house one time with my dog, who was being ungodly bullying to you.
I had to.
And you just you don't exist, dog.
Yep. He was so confused.
He was offended. He was downright how dare you not acknowledge me? And that's how the student was too.
Well, and I think the part of it with the student was, we would butt heads oftentimes, and it came down to,
oh, I know,
everybody was stuck in their own way of thinking.
Yeah.
And so it became, okay, well, ultimately, as much as my field is math, I'm not a math guy first and foremost. I'm a science guy. All right, let's use the scientific method. Guy.
Be you're not.
I am a math guy, not first and foremost.
Okay, fair.
Science is my love. And I always want to teach math as much as I can in terms of science.
In terms of applicability.
Exactly, in terms of applicability. I find that it's a lot more attractive. And so I decided, in the back of my head, I don't know if I ever verbalized it, but okay, well, let's put this to the test. You've got your strategy, I've got mine. If your strategy works, if the way that you're doing it is accurate, then we'll get the same answer. So you do your thing, I'll do mine. We'll come back, and then if we find that your way isn't working, okay, well then we're going to redo it.
We'll try it the way I did it.
Exactly. And we'll see, okay, did we get it right? And it ultimately came down to...
That's a scientific method.
Yeah, you make a hypothesis, you test it, see if it works, if it doesn't.
And yours is the control because it's already been proven.
Exactly. And so it came down to, okay, well, we can get through a page, in twice the time that it takes to be able to do it, because we're doing each problem twice, one in a wrong way and the other in a correct way. And that's another thing that I use with students is, okay, is it better to do something right slowly or do it wrong quickly and then have to redo it? Well,
we've heard, I keep referencing Larry. There's never time to do it right, but there's always time to fix it. That's a weird statement. If there's always time to fix it, then why not do it right the first time?
Exactly. And so
Well, maybe you don't know it's wrong the first time.
That's true. That's true.
But in the case of when you have somebody who is helping you, who that is their field of expertise, and you're still railing against it because you're in that headspace of I'm right, you're wrong, then it comes down to it's not about the math anymore. It was never about the math. It was about I feel out of control in this situation. I feel insecure about my current awareness and ability. And because of that, I'm going to push back and say that I know everything.
Well, and that was something that I experienced a lot of in high school. Something that I feel is often unstated is the gifted kid burnout. I mean, I was a gifted kid, since I was in third grade, and it's those expectations. And I recently wrote an academic autobiography for one of my classes, and I coined myself as an academic Icarus. And
flying too close to the sun.
Yeah, and
you can't do that with alabaster skin.
No, I can't. No, I can't. Yeah, no, that a lot of gifted students come with a certain level of like internal pride.
Well, that student particularly was extremely intelligent, extremely gifted. That entire family,
absolutely,
extremely intelligent.
Exactly, and it was a flaw of myself as well as many other gifted people, where pride is what gets in the way, and so I never sought help, and I burned out. I didn't have any study skills leaving high school. My first 2 years of college were pretty much a wash for the most part.
Was that when you had ice soup?
That was when I had ice soup in Colorado. Yeah.
So poor you were eating ice soup.
Yep. I would stretch a single can of soup a few days. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Cautionary tale, people. Don't do that.
Yes. And if you fear you might have an attention deficit disorder, please go and see if you can get some help for that, because, good Lord, it has helped significantly. Being medicated.
I've seen both of you.
Yes,
I've seen medicated and unmedicated.
Oh yeah, I was a mess before I was medicated, and yeah, I mean,
when the refill ran out and they didn't fill it in time. I remember that week.
Lord, yeah, that happened again recently.
You can tell on the call.
Yeah,
on our weekly call.
Yeah.
So I think what we want to stress here is if you are being bullied, first and foremost, if you're being bullied, you need to tell someone.
Oh, yeah.
I know that there's a lot more attention to bullying and making sure it doesn't happen now than when you were in high school, and even more so than when I was in high school, back in the olden days of yore, when I walked up the hill both ways to school in the snow barefoot.
Oh, yeah.
Back in black and white television.
Dinosaurs walked the earth.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Dinosaurs still existed then.
Exactly.
But tell somebody you trust. If you trust your teacher, which I hope you do, talk to a teacher, school nurse, mom, dad, brother, sister. Talk to someone. Somebody safe, somebody you trust. And if you don't know who that is, I can pretty much guarantee the school nurse is pretty much a safe bet. You don't pick up the job of school nurse without having compassion. You're not paid enough to deal with everybody's sniffles.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who to go to, school nurse is a good start. Counselor, different things like that. Or if you already have a therapist, that's a person to talk to. Yeah, Nico.
Every school has one or two amazing teachers that are always there for the students. Even if you don't have them for one of your classes, I guarantee they'll be more than happy to help you.
There's always, and you know who they are because people can't stop telling you how amazing this teacher is.
Correct. Shout out Mr. Fells.
Yep. I was going to say Mr. Abrahamson, Mr. Boer, and Mrs. Rainierson, who, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't know how to math. She was my Larry at school.
Yeah.
I actually am looking forward to talking to her here soon.
Oh, nice. And another thing on that topic, teachers, medical professionals, and like counselors, psychologists. They are all mandated reporters as well.
Yes, they are.
So they are required by law to go and get assistance for anybody who is receiving abuse.
Well, and let's talk about this. Isn't only if you're at school and one of your peers is bullying you or somebody that's a student is bullying you. I'm talking about if there is an adult bullying you, if you are being abused, if you are being hurt, if you are being harmed in any way outside of bullying, or if it's bullying, however you are being harmed, seek a safe person, especially at a school, because they are, mandated reporters. They will get you the help you need and whatever that looks like in your situation. Now, on the other end of this, if you are the assailant, the abuser, the bully, one, I'm going to tell you to knock that shit off, because you're worth more than the actions you're giving other people. You're putting yourself in a place of lack of self-worth.
Yeah.
You're reducing your own worth by your actions. You can also go seek those people and say, I think I am a problem. I'm doing things that aren't good. You're allowed to do that. That is a huge step. Or even if it's a matter of, I don't want to be this way anymore, remove yourself from the toxic situation and remove yourself from that group if it's a group. Or make the conscious decision to do something kind today.
And I'd also like to add, if you're afraid of, I guess, confessing this, the things that you've done, and I guess, putting it out there, because a lot of times we like to hide away from the bad things that we've done. What I've found in talking about who I was and the things that I did is not that I wasn't usually seen in a different way. Sometimes people would almost, I don't want to say, they would view me in a better light. But
I would respect somebody that was able to admit to their fault.
Absolutely, and that's something that we see time and time again with people. I mean, we have people, people who have gotten out of prison who want to talk about, okay, these are the things that I did, and this is what I've done to make myself a better person. It takes a lot of strength to be able to come forward, and
that's a win.
It really is, and some people are out there, they'll say, no, that's cowardice, that's weakness, or whatever.
Even if you don't admit to it out loud, you can change it on your end. You can silently start to change those things. Although, and we're going to wrap up, but although you might do it silently, I would still implore you to find the courage to apologize, to try and make amends with the people that you have hurt. And also, it's not unreasonable to ask for an apology from those who have hurt you. It's not. You're allowed to have that. So Nico's got that thing up at the bottom. If you need help, text or call. If you know somebody that needs help, have them text or call. You can call or text on their behalf. Get the help if you need it. We're always around. You can send us an email at wearerainclouds@gmail.com.
It'll be in the description.
And so you will see Christian again. He just got voluntold. You'll see him again. He didn't know this until just now. You'll see him again though.
Glad to do it.
But until next time, hope everybody's doing well and doing what keeps them safe. And if you're a bully, we forgive you.
But cut that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're being bullied, we love you too. And keep that shit up on being the good part of that equation, the better person, and not reverse bullying.
Exactly. Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Till next time.
Spurs from the corners where the dreams collide. It's the little black rain cloud where the stories confide. Each episode a journey with laughter and tears, chronicling our struggles, our joys and our fears.